Now is it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay, now it's recording. Okay, good. So I did figure it out. Well, that's good. Okay, so I'm very excited we do this call every 2 weeks. It's for basically anybody who's building a business to any level of management. We've kind of combined the calls now. We think that if you're growing to district, you're growing to area, you're going to region, it's the same system for success. I mean, if you're even a district manager and you're going to area, you do the same thing as when you started, same as when you're in area. So I thought, why don't we just combine the calls, do them all together, and then I just kind of pick the guests that speak on these calls. So for this week, I chose Executive National Vice President Nicole Posehn, and I've gotten to know Nicole really, really well. We've had laughs, we've had cries, we've had nonsense talk, we've had serious talk, become one of my closest friends, and it's really funny because this last year, I think it's just because we were going through a lot of the same things. And like I have to say, if I wouldn't have been hanging out with you, a lot of things in my life wouldn't have happened for the better. Just even signing me up on Match.com. We had an incredible time in Hawaii. I could go on and on and on. And I know Nicole has some really great stories about me that maybe aren't appropriate, but got a little bit of a Tourette's that she knows about. But we probably have more laughs than anybody, and I respect and I love Nicole because I know that she leads with her heart, and that's how I love to do my business as well. She cares about the people on her team, and those are the people that I love to work with. So we're kind of accountability partners. We like to kick each other in the butt and say, okay, let's be honest about where we're at. What are we actually doing? And even about life. And it's really good to have friends and to have people that you look up to. I know for myself, Nicole and I, we are on the same team, but I love that we're able to, have bounce ideas off each other and just even talk. And I think you need that. So that's probably the biggest thing that I'm going to share is that if you don't have somebody that you're connected with, like an accountability partner, because Nicole is mine. So I think it's really important just to be even just to, I don't know, even some days maybe aren't so great and you have that person you can talk to. But I really admire you and I really love you. And I'm excited to have you on this call because I know it'll be good. And I know nobody else is on the call because it's Father's Day. And so I will just send the recording out because people had kind of asked about if it had to be on Father's Day, but we're going to do it anyways. So Nicole, I will let you take it away. Perfect. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for asking me. And yes, we are thick as thieves. We're good buddies and we've had a lot of fun together. And yes, Hawaii, we really did have just a really, really good time. So I really encourage everyone to, really find someone, even if it's not somebody like Jacqueline said, we're not on the same team. We're both executive national vice presidents. We're sideline sisters. But even if you need to find someone even out of your own personal business or, everybody needs a partner in crime in their business, someone that they can connect with, someone they can bounce ideas off of, someone that they can, just really have a good friendship with because, it's awesome. Everybody needs that person. So yeah, we're good friends in business and in life. So good stuff. Okay. So, I actually, I just got back from yoga, so I'm actually still in my yoga attire, so don't mind me. And yes, it is Father's Day, and I have an amazing father, and very, very blessed to have a really great dad. He's just not in town, so this worked out perfect for me to come on this call. So yeah. Okay, so I had called Jacqueline a few minutes before we got started and asked her sort of what she wanted me to share. Is a little bit about my journey and a little bit, about some tips and stuff that I could share with you about every kind of step along the way in my 11 years being in Arbonne. So I just quickly wrote a couple of things down so I don't chatter on and really just stick to the points. Okay, so for me, 11 years in Arbonne. Actually, this fall, it'll be 12 years that I received my sample of my RE9 kit, or it was a sample pack and a catalog, and my 12-year anniversary will be in January. So I don't know where the time's gone. It's been an amazing 11 years so far, and 11 and a half years since I've had my membership. And, for me, I'm a single mom. So I want to sort of start by just saying, how blessed I am to be involved with Arbonne, and how blessed I feel that I actually have a business within Arbonne that allows me to, you know, be a successful businesswoman, but also be a mom and home and be able to run my household. Once we learn how to balance both of those, it's just, you know, it's an incredible life. And, you know, the first piece of advice that I'll give you, and I will share this with everyone, is, we hear this all the time, and I know that you've all heard this, is don't ever quit before payday. Ever, ever, ever. Because you know, whether you just started yesterday or you're an area manager going region, you know, that's the biggest shame in this business, that we feel the worst for other people, is when they actually quit before payday. You have to be able to see around those corners and keep pushing forward and moving forward, because this can be the best gift of your life. So I'll start with my first level of management, obviously, is district manager. So I actually achieved district manager I did it in my very first month. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this is so exciting. I can't believe this. You know, I'm going to find 4 people and they're going to go to the top of the company with me. And like, that's it. Like, this is amazing. So my first 2 weeks, I found like 4 people. I couldn't believe it. Like, I found these 4 people already. We're going to build this business together. We're all going to become national vice presidents. Like, I found my 4. Like, I was just over the moon excited. So we did district manager and finished out in May. And then June came and I thought, okay, so now I have this team. I'm not really going to book anything for myself, because I'm going to be there to help them get to district manager. So I just kind of marked off all the days on my calendar that I was going to be available to help them. And I sent them all a message, and I called them all, and I told them all, like, these are all the days that I'm available to help you. Well, nobody did anything. Nothing. They all fell off the face of the earth. And I couldn't believe it. I thought, how did they not see what I see? Like, what are they not getting? Like, this is amazing. Like, how did they quit? Like, why would they quit? Why would you quit? Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. So I called my sponsor and I'm like, hey, I'm a district manager now. I have no team. It was like, you know, the 3rd week in June, and nobody had booked anything. And I actually started to cry. I had myself a pity party, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand. Anyway, so one little tip, you're allowed to have a pity party, but it's to last 10 minutes only. And then you need to pull up your big girl panties and move on. And that's exactly what I did. I just realized that there was, you know, mistake 1 in my business was, you know, just thinking that, you know, I had these people that I needed to help. In fact, I should have had my own personal activity on my calendar and worked them in if I could have, because I relied on them and their calendar, and it ended up screwing me out of my June. So then I'm back to square one, thinking, oh boy, now what am I going to do? So I just buckled it back down and just started working my business again. And we did, the next month, July, we did First Step Area Manager. And it was an amazing feeling. I had a whole brand new team. It was awesome. Some of those people are actually still in my organization today. And that's a long time ago. And I still actually have, you know, customers and grandfather consultants and clients from like 11 years ago. And I'm going to give you some tips on that in a few minutes. So then we went to our first event, and it was an Act Now in Kentucky. And it was a crazy trip, I might add. We decided to save on flights and drive across the border. It got a freak snowstorm in was it September? I don't know. And I was pregnant, and it was a disaster, probably the worst trip of my life. But got to Kentucky. It was an amazing conference. Came home, finished area manager, and so then the following fall, I was in qualifications for region, and I was as soon as I finished area manager, I wanted to go region right away. So what I did right from the beginning is every time I hit a level of management, as soon as I achieved that level of management, I grabbed my success manual and I looked, okay, what's next? So I'm finished district. All right, let's shoot for area. I opened up the book. I looked it over. I went over my numbers. I figured out what I needed to do. And now I had a plan. This is what I need to do. So for area manager, going to region, I had a great group of people, and every single month I would call them and ask them for their goals, and I was trying to work with them. Meanwhile, I'm also, I've already learned the lesson on the personal activity, so I'm still working my own personal business, but I have a team now because I'm an area manager, so we do have a little team. And I'm working with these people, and I'm calling them, and I'm asking them for their goals, and I'm trying to help them, but month after month, these people who I love dearly, most, the ones that I was calling, most of them aren't in my organization anymore. But I was calling them, and they would set out their goals, but they would never even, not that they wouldn't achieve them. It's okay not to achieve your goals and reset them, but it was just, nothing was happening. Like I was starting to feel a little bit dragged down by them. Not that they should have dragged me down, but it was just all in my own head. And I'm just not understanding why these people, would set all these goals and month after month after month after month. So I made a decision, and it would have been in August. I made a decision that for September, I wasn't going to call in, because August was just a bad month, because I actually had so much stuff that I had planned with a lot of people on my team that it didn't work out. So I thought, you know what, this isn't working. For me to get to my next level of management, I need new people that want to work. That was my problem. I had a whole bunch of people that were wishers, they weren't workers. So I wanted to run with people that wanted to run. I was trying to run with people that wanted to walk, and it wasn't working. And I really wanted to go region. So after August, for September 1st, I decided I'm not calling any of those people. Anyone that hasn't been, showing up in meetings or doing what they say they're going to do, or any of that, I'm not going to call any of them. And I didn't call any of them. What I did was I had to free up my mind and my energy for new people. And we did First Step Region in September. And it was all because I had to cut some people loose. Not that I wasn't, I was loving them where they were at, and they weren't going, where I was expecting them to go, or they were saying they wanted to go. So they just stayed customers. So what ended up happening is I cut the cord, and September was an amazing month for me. I found a whole bunch of new people. My mind was free. I went First Step Region, and we rocked it out, and we continued on. In October 30th, 2016, on Halloween Day, I picked up my Mercedes. So that was something that, I really found I needed to do to move to the next level of management, was just, just find new people and just really just make that, realizing that I can't make people run when they're not ready to run. So my job was to go find runners, and that's exactly what we did. So that was awesome. What else do I have? So I forgot to mention a couple of other things. So backing it up a little bit, I know some people are like, oh, we don't have our genius, la da 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 da. So I actually named my genius Magic Mike, and we have them as national vice presidents already. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't have. I'm sure don't call him Magic Mike, but we don't have our ultra geniuses yet, and blah 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 blah. Well, we have them first because we need to make sure that they work and there's not any issues with them and all that sort of stuff. So worrying about little things will also drag your energy down. So I'll tell you another little story, or that the host rewards don't work, or if orders, whatever happens with the system, it's just not getting caught up on those little things and just doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because when I first started, there was no white Mercedes-Benzes in Canada, not on the road at all. And I actually think it was when I was going area manager that we didn't even have a home office in Canada. And our orders were being shipped from Irvine, California. And there were so many coming across the border that customs decided to stop all of our packages. So I'm an area qualifications, or area manager, new area manager, and no orders were coming through. So we have people placing orders and they're getting stopped at the border. It's taking 2 months, sometimes 2.5 months for our customers to get their orders. So people were dropping like flies, getting caught up, getting, upset, and just really not sticking through and just not having the right attitude that Arbonne's going to fix it. Like, it's going to be okay. We've just got to work some stuff out, not realizing that it doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. There's always going to be bumps in the road. It's called life. So getting caught up in those little things, and people quitting over it. I mean, I'm sure they're kicking themselves in the butt now, because look where we are now, right? So just not letting those little things get you down, right? So I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't have our geniuses. Well, you'll get them when you get them. And, don't let little things like that get you down, because it's not worth it. And everyone will get them when they're supposed to get them, and just roll with it. Another perfect example was when we were big enough in Regina to have a meeting in a hotel. So we decided to take a picture outside. And I just seen this picture not that long ago, maybe a year ago. I don't even know who has it. I don't even know where I saw it, but it just blew my mind, because here we all are, all outside of hotel. It was right after Discover Arbonne, and there's a whole bunch of us sitting outside the door. And in this picture is a whole bunch of people. I have no idea who they are, because they quit. But everybody in that picture who did not quit is a vice president with Arbonne now. So it's just amazing what happens when you mind your attitude, mind your mind, not letting little things get you down, and just knowing that this is business, and you keep rolling with things, and everything just all comes together when it's supposed to come together. Okay, so next was the regional, my little journey to region. So I did region, like I said, the next fall. I got picked up my car October 30th, Halloween Day. It was awesome. And as soon as I hit region, I was actually in a hotel room in Toronto working. And I wasn't at the launch, our official Canadian launch at Niagara Falls, because I was working in Toronto that night. But it was a really clear night, and I could see Niagara Falls, and I knew that everybody was over there, and I really wanted to be over there. But what was so crazy about that night? I was there working, doing what I was supposed to be doing in Toronto. I finished out region that night, so that was really cool too. So yeah, just doing what you got to do. So I was exhausted, I was tired, I was traveling, finished out region, and that's what I did. I grabbed my manual, opened up the book, and all right, let's do it. What are my nation numbers? And I wrote it all out. I knew what I had to do. And then the next fall, we finished out nation, or I think I said region numbers. Anyways, I went over my nation numbers, and then we started, working on nation. So that's another little piece of advice I have for you too, is like, just knowing that you have your big goal in mind. So most people want to be an executive national vice president. That really is probably most people's goals when they start Arbonne. I mean, why not, right? You're doing it anyways. You may as well go all the way to the top. And a lot of people, and I know myself, I really wanted that Maui trip. Like, I don't know about you, Jacqueline, but that Maui trip was I was just hungry for it. I wanted it more than I wanted that car. I don't know why, but it was just what did it for me was Maui. So I always had my sights set on Maui, but I never, so I had my sights set on those really big goals, an executive national vice president in Maui, but I never went over the numbers because they're big numbers. I never went over all of that stuff. I just worked one level at a time. I just kept my eyes on my very next prize. And I did that so I could have small, manageable goals that I could achieve, that I knew would take me to my big success, which was executive national vice president. So really, just if you're a district manager now, you need to have your sights set on area manager, and you need to be working towards area manager, not national vice president. Like, don't have your mind there. You have your end goal, but that's not where your mind needs to be. If you're an area manager, you need to have your sights laser beam focus on your next level of management, which is regional vice president and your Mercedes. And all the regions that'll be watching this, like, your sights need to be set on, like, oh my gosh, we'll be so excited for you to come to Maui with us. You can totally do that. You have half a year. It's June. Like, there is no reason in the world why you can't pull that off. So, it just brings me to my next and final little piece of advice, which is, coming through the summer. I've been, I've had 11 years in Arbonne, 11 summers, and I've seen a lot of people work their tails off during the summer, including myself. And it brought me great success and brought me where I am today. And I've seen a lot of people who decide to go to somewhere island over the summer and they just disappear. And the problem with that is once you take your summer off and you just lose your momentum and then you try to pick it back up in the fall, it's just harder to do. And you're like, it's like starting over again. So, like you owe it to yourself not to do that to your business. I was listening to someone had done I don't even remember who it was a summer tips call, and they were just talking about, Walmart's open 365 days a year or 360 days a year. Tim Hortons is open 365 days a year. Thriving businesses are open for business. You have to be present in your business, and the beach is tempting. A lot of things are tempting, and I want you to enjoy your summer. I want to enjoy my summer, and I totally will. But what I have to do is I have to also make sure that I'm working my business. So, don't take the summer off. In fact, if you work your business in a way that's smart, what'll happen is you're going to set yourself up for success in fall. And then that's when your big promotions happen, right? Like I went area in the fall, I went region in the fall, I went nation in the fall. Like your big things really do come together in the fall. It's like you seed all spring and summer. And for whatever reason, a lot of harvest comes in the fall. Well, it does come in the fall, actually, harvest. So big things happen, but it doesn't happen if you take the summer off. So really just making sure that you're open for business. And customer service. I said at the beginning of the call that I still have customers right from the beginning of my business, which I do. Great customers. However, I would have many, 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 many more customers if I would have paid attention to customer service at the beginning. The very beginning of my business, well, we were all kind of like the blind leading the blind, and nobody really knew what we were doing. But I was just looking for business builders, and I wasn't a very good consultant. If I would have provided good customer service and followed up and, sent renewal cards and renewal packages and just provided a little bit better customer service for my clients, I can't even imagine what my central district would look like today. The reason that, I really picked it up a couple of years ago, but I truly, when I first started, I didn't understand that we actually had to do that. I thought Arbonne sends the email saying that, you have a renewal, they get communication from the company. It never even dawned on me, and no one ever told me that, customer service is key, right? So if you want, in 11 years from now, if you want to have no regret about that, provide amazing customer service. We just got samples of mascara. Send them out to your favorite customers. Send them out to your preferred clients who order RE9. Send them out to, spoil people, love people, and they will be loyal to you. That is probably my biggest piece of advice. Just being a good consultant. It actually took me probably one of my maybe 9 years to sort that out. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me. I was more like going for business builders, and it never really occurred to me how important that was. But oh my goodness, is a key. So just so important to just send little cards and just love on people. That's huge. Just trying to think if there's anything else. And just really just managing your disappointments. Like that is key. And that's why people quit. And that's why people don't make it in the business. I honestly believe 100% is they actually do not manage their disappointments. They you've got to be able to pick yourself up. If you have people cancel, if you have people quit, you have people that no shows, things happen. Things happen to me, things happen to Jacqueline, things happen to everybody. We manage our disappointments. The only thing we can control is how we react to a situation and how we manage our own mind and our own disappointments. And if you can get a handle on that, then you're good, then you're golden. It's when somebody can't manage the expectations or manage their discipline, their disappointments, and they almost go into fetal position and they can't get out, and they, slowly exit the stage. So key. If you need help with that, you need to actually reach out and talk to somebody and figure out, how to get a grip on that. Because a lot of times we blame ourselves, or, you think maybe it's you, or you didn't do good enough job. So you need to sort it out. If it was you, maybe you weren't doing enough hostess coaching, or whatever it is, you need to sort it out. Because I'll tell you, if there's one thing that'll get you is your own mind. So you gotta manage that, and just know that Arbonne is the best company in the world. There's nothing that offers us what Arbonne does. Like, I can't even imagine what our lives will be like in 10 years from now. Like, I'll be celebrating my 21 years. You guys will all be celebrating whatever year you're in. And if you can just take some advice from, people that have gone before you, and just roll with things and just keep a positive attitude, and you will be in an amazing place, and you'll be on the beach in Maui with us, and we'll be, having a blast. Mm-hmm. So is there anything else that you wanted to do?
Well, I love, just to go back and kind of something that you said, that I've been writing some notes. So thank you. I absolutely loved it. And I love that you said the wishers, not the workers. So you need to work with the workers and love the other people where they're at, and work with the runners and go find the runners. Now, what would be your biggest tip? Because I get asked this all the time, is sponsoring. We know that's the livelihood of our business, but how do you find those runners? Like, what is something that you can say, some sort of tips with sponsoring? Because I know that's probably the biggest thing that people always ask.
Well, sometimes runners aren't even necessarily people that you even sponsored yourself. So sometimes your biggest players will come out of your organization. They might be a little bit deeper, right? So just getting to know your team is huge, because you don't know where, like, the cream always rises to the top, right? But we don't always know who these people are. So you have to really just really engage with your team and get to know people. And that's why I just absolutely love where we're at right now in this day and age. I know social media and Facebook and stuff can be a very big black hole and a distraction that we also don't need, but we have a team resource page, and it's basically our nation page, and I know who's working. Like, I know who to work with. So it's about finding, some of those people. And even if and that's another thing, bringing back to disappointments. Like, sometimes when you go out and you do a presentation or a business launch for someone, and that person doesn't work out, and sometimes we know they're not going to work out, but that's okay. Those people maybe will lead you to somebody else. Like, you just never know. And I actually just had this conversation with a girl on my team, and she was quite disappointed that she had just spent so much time with somebody and they kind of just quit. And I said, you know what? Maybe she was just there to bring you people. How many launches and parties did you do with this person? Okay, I can't remember how many she said, but let's just say she did 2 launches and 4 parties. Okay, so she did that 6 things that she did, and that's 6 people, or 6 different events that she's probably found people at that she can work with, that will be in her central district if she provides good customer service to them forever. Mm-hmm. So just being out there and being present and working with your team and doing parties, and always having in the mindset that you're really going to find the right people who are meant to be in your organization. Okay.
So what is the process for you for sponsoring? What would you say if you meet somebody? Like, what is it that you do?
Well, we have, like, I know you guys do too. Like, so this is the other thing. It's so great for everybody too, because, we have our own nation website, and anyone can do this business. Like, you go to the website, we do our launches. We actually do the 3-way calling. We We have the same script we all follow. We all just do the same thing, and just keeping it simple, and everybody's duplicating. And yeah, it's good. It's so much simpler now to build a business than when we started. So much simpler to build a business.
So following the system, following the person that
yeah
has brought you into this business, and being coachable and just following the system.
And knowing that, you know, if in the event that the person who brings you into this business, you know, for whatever reason, maybe thought the Mercedes was going to drive up on their driveway themselves or whatever, didn't want to put the work in, or is kind of fallen off, go to their area manager, reach out to your area manager, reach out to your regional vice president, reach out to your national vice president. You're never alone in this business. So, and if you're a runner, your VP will run with you. Right. That I promise you they will. I don't know any vice president that wouldn't run with a runner, you know.
Exactly. Well, and we talk about the mindset being so important to keep up with the personal growth. We know that. What are some of the things that you do for your personal growth, and what are some of the books that you love?
Well, the book that changed my life.
I want to know the book that changed your life.
I got a book that changed my life. Just let me see if I usually keep it not.
Is it appropriate for this call?
Well, yeah, I know it is. I think I have it here. Maybe it's up in my room. Oh, no, right here. Okay, so the book that's absolutely, totally changed my mind, and I know that the book is still in print, but I think it's white and red now. But this book, The Dare to Dream, Work to Win by Dr. Tom Barrett. And you can actually see all my little sticky notes in here. And I'll actually read what it says in here. It says, Nicole, congratulations on achieving first step area manager. So we're going back in time here. Nicole, congratulations on achieving first step area manager. You're a hardworking, confident, driven woman, and area manager is not far from you. This is an awesome book and will guide you all the way to the top. Michelle, August 2005. I tell you, she gave me this book and I was like, meh. You know, I appreciate it, but I was like, you know, I got other things to do. I wasn't really going to read. Can you still see me? I'm like,
yep.
Down here. So I was like, it was beside my bed on my nightstand for, you know, a couple of weeks. When I opened it up and read it, it was like, I started reading and I'm like, this is everything that I thought it was. Like it was the confirmation.
Alert for male alert manager.
Hang on. Can you hear that?
Because of
sorry, just hang on.
Boondocks.
Did you hear all that? I tried to mute it out. So this book, this Dare to Dream, Work to Win book, Dr. Tom Barrett, was amazing. It actually just confirmed everything that I already thought was true. And it just left no doubt in my mind. Not that I had doubt, but it was one of my most... That was the book that changed my life. And I met him in the elevator and I was like, I thought he was like my hero. I even told his wife, I'm like, okay, so like meeting your husband was like, nothing could beat this. Even John Bon Jovi couldn't beat this. So that, and I also, like now I actually work with a business coach now. So Brandon Barber, I work with him now.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and I could always tell in my 11 years, like, you know, there's a little bit of this, like I've had issues and things like that, personal stuff that has come up. And I always know whenever my own personal business wasn't, you know, where it was supposed to be, it was all directly related back to me, where my mind was and where my personal growth was and what I was doing personally and professionally to grow myself as a person. And as soon as you start growing yourself as a person and reading and digging in, your business, you know, it grows again.
It does. That is so true. So true. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. That was awesome. Had so many good tips. And like I said, I just absolutely love you. I love being able to work with you. And then as well, being able to just do life with you. So yeah. Our life it's funny how you go through very similar things and how you get to know somebody and you just click, and it's just nice to be able to have somebody that you can talk to and be really good friends with. And I really value, you know, your time and that you've taken the time out of your evening to be with us and speak with us. And I know that everybody's going to get a lot out of this call. So thank you so much. I love you to pieces, and I will let you go.
Thank you. I had a blast.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. It was fabulous. So have a great night. We'll talk soon. Thanks.